listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Maron After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Maron After Show.
There it is.
Hey, AFTERBUZZ TV fans, we are here with another after show for Maron. The joke. This is the second to last episode, unfortunately, but it's a good one. Here with us is the usual half of the panel. Unfortunately, Matt Lieberman is at a spiritual retreat, so won't be joining us today.
Yeah, but don't worry, he will be texting me updates with how he's doing in the sweat lodge.
Exactly, good stuff. Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just go right into it.
Steve Kaufmann.
Steve Kaufmann, of course.
What?
Steve Kaufmann.
I'm Jesse Klein.
The only one.
Yeah.
Indeed, I'm JB Zimmerman.
That's JB.
Yeah. And yeah, we start off at Conan.
Yep.
I love these bits. I mean, we did this before in the first episode of this season with the Talking Dead.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to do that again. Art imitates life, sort of thing.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the Conan episode? Because he was actually on Conan.
Yeah.
But obviously the bits were slightly different.
I think it's good. Like I'd said in previous episodes, I kind of want to see more into like what it's like to be a comedian in LA that is semi-successful and like pretty successful. Maron's very successful. I would love to have his life, but he's not. He's not like a superstar selling out like stadiums.
He's not Dane Cook.
He's not.
Right.
He's not like those type. But like a comedian who is like kind of found his stride and now he's like really comfortable in like what he's doing. So like to see him do Conan and like interacting with all of those people, like it's fun to see like what it's like to be at that level in your career. Yeah.
And then to see Andy Richter at cut just pull out his phone.
Yeah.
How you doing, Andy?
I wish I was dead.
And then Jimmy Pardo coming in,
please.
just popping in, just get little pards.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
Jimmy Pardo, great cameo. I thought he added a lot, even though he had a pretty small part.
Yeah.
I also read that he directed this episode.
Yeah.
That's
Which
awesome.
is very cool.
I love Jimmy Pardo.
Big fan as
Yeah.
well. He's a hilarious guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, Jesse, I think I definitely agree with you. You know, I enjoyed the Conan bit. I wish there was more. I wish instead of starting with it, I mean, it's a good place to start, but I wish they showed more about that part of it. Like the preparation maybe, or even the aftermath, like him at the set. That's a very interesting world that the audience doesn't really get to see ever. So, I mean, obviously we all have home lives and stuff, so we can assimilate with that a little bit more. But when he goes to set, you know, it's a side a lot of people have never seen.
Yeah.
They did that a little bit more, I think, with the Talking Dead set. You know, Mike and Ian Black. They had that whole back and forth in the green room.
Yeah.
I wish they had just a moment in this episode with Conan.
Yeah.
I like the direction they headed, though.
Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
there's
stuff
a
in
lot,
this
yeah.
episode. So I guess there's only so much you can
That was a
fit
bit
in.
of a launching
in
off point for I want
Right.
to do this very contained.
Yeah. The joke.
The joke,
Yeah.
indeed, yes.
Which he like says and just like talking back and forth, like it wasn't a prepared joke or anything like that. It was just like they were talking about drugs and then he just said a joke and it happened to be another comedian's joke.
Exactly.
Which, for anyone in the comedy world knows, like that's
the biggest faux
worst.
pas.
That is the worst of the worst. If you actively steal someone's joke, then that's like the worst thing in the world. If you not on purpose steal someone's joke, it's only slightly less bad.
Right.
But it's still really bad.
They're still both bad, yeah.
I know a lot of stand-up comedians who refuse to go to their friends' shows because they don't want to accidentally absorb a joke.
Right.
Like a lot of like really like successful and like really supportive stand-up comedians will not go and see their friends' shows because they're really afraid that they're going to steal a joke and just not know it.
Yeah, it's a crazy, lifestyle thing where your work depends so much on originality, and it's almost like you have to blind yourself from being contaminated almost from other bits, and it's just such a weird copyright thing. I mean, obviously, very publicized, the Dane Cook, Louis C.K. thing that escalated. Louis C.K. brought him on his show to kind of make fun of it later. Yeah. But it's a really interesting issue.
Carlos Mencia.
Exactly.
As well,
the Joe Rogan thing.
And at the height of those things, there were comics who wouldn't perform in front of comics that had been known for stealing jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
That they were like, is he here? I'm not going on.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's like like in the sketch world, some of the same stuff happens where, like, if a premise of a sketch, everything else can be completely different, but like a premise of a sketch is the same, then it's like you kind of stole the soul of a sketch from someone. The other day I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I had a great idea for a sketch, and I wrote it down, and then I went back to sleep, and I was like, what a great sketch. and then I woke up, and it was like a fever dream. Jesse wrote this sketch, and it was literally beat for beat the Colonel Angus sketch from Saturday Night Live.
Nice. I was gonna guess the Pimps or Parkinsons.
No, Pimp or Parkinson is original character.
Yeah.
That is my original character, Pimp or Parkinson's.
Of course.
Yeah, you'll be seeing it out there in the LA comedy scene.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Also related to sketches, I remember an old team you were on, Handsome Dan, shared a night with another team called Hashtag, both of which aren't around.
Yep.
But I think it was one of the earlier nights, they both did a sketch where all the things in the Beast's mansion from Beauty and the Beach could talk.
Yeah.
And they both ended on a toilet.
Yep.
Right.
Both ended on a toilet going, "Hey, guys!"
Yeah.
It was the button to both sketches. It was...
It's natural heightening. It's just like, it's obviously just in the air.
Of course. It's a crazy thing, this plagiarism, because it is a big issue. It's sort of their brand, basically. Everything that they're selling is this joke, which is an interesting thing to sort of quantify and basically patent.
Yeah.
Because it's something you set. I mean, when you're hanging out with buddies, you guys rub off on each other. It's just a natural thing to kind of take everything from everybody without even trying. It's sort of just being friends. We pick up the same words. We start acting similarly, and it's interesting to try to stop that.
And then if you break comedy down, it's really only 7 different formulas. I think someone broke it down that it's 7 or 8 different formulas.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah. Well, the other scary thing is, like, if you are a Dane Cook level person, and I'm not throwing Dane Cook's paid his dues. I'm not throwing any lobs at him. But if you're like that level of fame, and then you go to like an indie show or like a house show or something like that, and you accidentally steal someone's joke, like if you just absorb it, you're Dane Cook. That's your joke.
Right.
That person cannot do that joke ever again, because when you're at an indie show, you got 50 people listening to it. Dane Cook says it. Billions of people listen to it.
Right.
It's
over
now,
and over again.
It's now Dane Cook's joke. And even if he accidentally does it. So it's like this weird thing where it's like indie comedians and like road comedians kind of have to worry about club comedians and like big show comedians just using their jokes, and like they have zero control over the fact that the material they created is being used by other people. Like, you can't just be like, Dane, actually, I said that in a coffee shop that you were in. There are 12 people who witnessed it. Like, you can't you can't say that. It's just like, no, that's now Dane Cook's joke. For sure.
Right. There's a movie about that with Seth Rogen and Adam Sandler where he goes on set and he does this MySpace joke bit. And, Adam Sandler.
Funny people.
Yeah, funny people, exactly. It's such a weird thing to like have these rules where it's such an artificial product.
Yeah.
Also, just because it's the nature of being a comedian is sort of creating a conversation with the audience.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, I feel like every joke, I mean, there's so many comedians, so many stand-ups bits that have said throughout time. I feel like everybody has repeated themselves unintentionally. Even if you weren't ever in the same room with them or ever hear about something, I feel like you can
the collection
hit
of
on
words,
exactly.
and like seeing something humorous, like, well, especially like with topical jokes.
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean, when things happen that like need to be made fun of, then everyone just says the exact same
Right.
joke 4 or 5 times over and over again.
As someone who writes 2-line jokes,
Yeah.
and I'm on a forum for a show on stage that we do, anytime a news story breaks with a really obvious joke, if I'm not the first one there, 4 other people were just like, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam.
Right, exactly.
Same
Like,
joke.
Twitter is a
Yeah.
perfect example. Like
Yeah,
hashtag
that happened-
wars.
Yeah.
You think of something, you scroll down, it's someone's already posted it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, how can you? I guess it's a weird thing that you have to research your own
Material,
joke, like,
yeah.
like to make it. You know, it's an interesting thing. I mean, no other line of work really has that.
Well, when you work with berries and you're publishing any of your features on berries, do you make sure that any of the other berry experts have not written
No,
anything
it's sort
about
of
it?
the same formula
Really, it
where I
is?
just do not watch or read
anything that anyone
Okay,
writes
so-
about berries.
I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of it's hearsay. So
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that's
there's a
why.
lot of berry
That is why.
rumors going
There
on.
is.
But I
Yeah.
read some of JB's work. It's all peer reviewed.
of course,
so
yeah,
your peers will come out and say if you've plagiarized sentences.
Sure, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I've never done that.
Yeah,
so.
okay, great. So yeah, he steals this joke. Steals this freaking joke, right?
Yes, exactly. And then he's kind of freaking out about it in
Yeah.
the shower.
Yeah.
He sort of has a meltdown, calls Jimmy Pardo. Jimmy says everything's cool.
Yeah.
Tries not to worry about it. Then he's doing his podcast.
Yeah.
Bill Burr,
Yeah.
hilarious guy.
Legend.
Brings it back the other way. Does
Yeah.
not make
Yeah.
Mark feel good about this.
No, makes him feel terrible.
Yeah,
And
just-
Maron has a history on his podcast of calling these people out.
Yeah.
Right.
For,
Well, straight up, just ask him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as we were saying, it's sort of the cardinal sin of comedy.
It is,
I mean,
yeah.
it's the one thing that you
of
can't
writing
do.
in general.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I mean,
comedy writers, but writers in general, like
Yeah.
that's the highest treason a writer can commit.
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, mostly so in the comedy world, just because within writing and
Yeah.
TV forums, there's sort of an accepted cover band type
Yeah.
mentality where it's like, okay, you did this, but it's more of a nod of appreciation.
Yeah.
Like there's a South Park episode about Simpsons did it because it's been on for so long. They've clearly covered most things.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a remake, and even them, Simpsons, they were doing it off of a Twilight episode.
Yeah. Twilight New Moon.
Zone. Yeah.
No, Twilight New Moon.
Twilight New
The
Moon.
Simpsons were doing.
Planet.
Yeah.
Twilight area of
Yeah, in
space.
1998, the Simpsons were doing a thing off of Twilight New Moon.
Of course.
Where Edward had a soda
Yep.
and he lost a tooth. and
Sure.
then he
Where was
poured-
Jacob in this?
Jacob was.
Jakob,
Everyone knows he was down at the Quickie Mart.
of course.
Yes.
You know Jacob. doing his-
Yeah.
Having a Slurpee.
Yeah,
He's
having a
just having
Slurpee.
I mean, he was thirsty.
just waiting for a baby
he's
to
getting a
imprint
haircut,
himself on.
'cause
Oh,
it's-
what do we got?
it
Speaking of which, Matt just
Boom.
texted me.
Excellent status update.
So he's been in a sweat lodge now for 14 hours.
That's way too much time.
That's a
sauna.
long time in a sweat
it's
lodge.
the Bikram yoga sweat lodge. is it
Yeah,
not?
he's doing
Okay.
yoga as well, and he said that the coyote god just came out of his front toe, and it asked him to do more crossword puzzles, and that's all we've got from Matt so far.
How does he do crossword puzzles in a sweat lodge?
I don't know. You gotta use a ballpoint pen.
Yeah, with like non-running
doesn't-
ink
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's tough.
The
'cause
technology,
all the
that
sweat.
technology alone.
So we find out there's Bobby Mendez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill Burr says that, you're an idiot. It's
Yeah.
Bobby Mendez's bit. But I think he just got out of jail.
He's fine.
He's
Just got out of
probably
jail.
fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry
he said
about
that pretty
it.
sarcastically.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I
He's
think
like,
he
really?
I think he just
No,
got out
you're-
of
you're
jail.
straight.
He's fine about it.
Makes
Yeah.
original material. He'll be all
Yeah.
right.
So we find out it's Bobby Mendez. Then obviously Mark is freaking out again.
Because he thinks he's gonna die.
Well, yeah, I mean, we find out that Bobby Mendez just got out of jail, so
Yeah.
that is obviously not good.
Yeah, and he's like a stereotypical road comic. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he
Exactly.
shows up at 3 a.m.
Hey,
Yeah,
I was
middle
in
of the night.
Hey, I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
On Mark's doorstep, just comes inside, makes himself at home.
Yeah.
I mean, really gets comfortable. It's funny that he says he was in the neighborhood
Yeah.
in Phoenix.
Obviously not.
Which
yeah.
is clearly not close to LA.
Uh-uh.
Wait, that's where I live, guys.
You live in
What?
Phoenix?
I live in
Phoenix?
the-
That's quite a commute.
do you commute?
Sir. That is
I
quite a
own a
commute.
helicopter.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
nice. Still a commute though.
There's a helipad on the roof
Across
here.
straight line,
I
state lines.
took classes at UCB with a guy who commuted from Las Vegas.
I've taken
That's
notes before.
insane.
Yeah.
I've taken
How many
classes.
classes a week did you
It was
guys
once a
have?
week.
Okay.
But
That's not
like
too
once
bad.
a week he would commute
Still,
from
yeah.
Vegas.
Just for that class.
Just for a 101 class
Wow.
at
Wow.
UCB. So just
Couldn't
bunch
just get the spark notes or
Was he a performer like in Vegas? That, like,
yeah,
that
I
was
think it was
helping
like I think he was like in an improv group in Vegas, and he was like needing help, but it was like 101, so it was just a bunch of like learning how to yes and.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Well, he should have found a friend like Mark
And
so he
just
could
bunked
squat,
with him.
squat
Yes.
on the couch
Yeah.
like old Bobby.
Because Bobby's just knows Mark is like super guilty about it, so just holds it over his head, like give me in meetings, he was like give me in a main room
Get
at the
me
Laugh Factory
or the comedy
Yeah.
store.
or the Comedy Store,
Which,
which isn't what it used to be.
Yeah,
that used to
not
make
at
or break
all.
your career.
Yeah, that used
I
to
mean,
be.
yeah, the Comedy Store is very famous. Like
Yeah.
the Laugh
Yeah.
Factory, it's one
Yeah.
of those iconic comedy clubs of Hollywood.
Where like if you killed at the Comedy Store, then you were on Letterman. Like that was your
Right.
guarantee. Is like you kill at the Comedy Store, then you get on Letterman next week. Like that was the thing. Now it's not.
Clearly not the
Not
thing
so much.
no
No.
longer.
There are 15 people there.
Nowadays, it's all about people's houses.
Yeah, it's the indie comedy world is really taken over, and it's a lot about comedians who can go to someone's living room and kill in front of the 20 people in a living room, and next week go on tour and then kill in Branson, Missouri, like at the Chuckle Hut. Like it's about your ability to play those types of rooms.
Right.
Because there are some comedians that just are on the road, and they're just road comedians, like Barry here, right? Bobby.
Bobby Mendez is the character.
Sorry, I was thinking about
Of
your.
course, my expertise again
Yeah.
affects everything.
Like Bobby.
It's my bit.
Bobby's like a stereotypical road comedian
Right.
where it's just like lots of dirty jokes, lots of like gruff kind of like porn jokes, like that kind of stuff. Where like a indie stand-up comedian is all about like weirdness and like
Right.
trying to be subversive.
And it's incredibly hard. I mean, aside
Yeah.
from everything we talked about with
Yeah.
the plagiarism bits and everything,
Yeah.
just that lifestyle of living on
Oh
the
my
road.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that little line when the one comic came off stage. He's like, "This job sucks. Like
Yeah.
this is the worst."
Yeah.
Like
Because
you're-
he's MC at the main
right,
room.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The main room
like,
of the comedy store when there's like 12 people. It's
Yeah.
That's the hardest part of this is trying to think that this is.
is fun
That you're
'cause
doing
it is
something
Try to
absolutely
think
not.
that it's
Yeah.
still like 1985.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
And-
god. 1985.
Oh,
Well,
man.
that's a thing a lot of people don't see is we only see the success. We only see
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they do make it to like Madison Square Garden or Conan.
Yeah.
We don't see them at the Comedy Store with 4 people like every night or traveling around in buses like sleeping in
Yeah.
questionable areas.
Yeah.
Like Mark said, he did a bit at a taco stand
Yeah.
the other day. It's just
I-
like, oh, yep,
we were actually there. He was awesome.
Yeah.
nice.
It's-
Oh man, he
good-
did. He
good
had,
tacos.
he had this thing about chorizo. So funny.
I was thinking that, but I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
done this. His guguacamole could use some more.
I know,
He
exactly. I should have
couldn't-
came in with my bag of avocado berries.
Yeah,
Yes.
we all know
Would've been
avocados
perfect.
are berries.
Would have been perfect.
Yeah. The more you know about avocados.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's really disappointed by like this is like a thing that if it was like 1982, like would be a dream
Right.
to do the main stage.
Exactly. And just go. Well, he bombs for one, but I mean, not.
Well, it's because he doesn't know
Exactly.
how. He
Yeah,
doesn't know
exactly.
how to do that crowd.
Right. I mean, to his credit, there's only like 4 people in the audience.
Yeah.
So it's
He's good
it's-
at big drunk rooms
exactly
where he doesn't
Exactly.
have to. He doesn't have to play that room ever again.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a very obnoxious comedy. He's
Yeah.
kind of sort of in your face, aggressive.
Like a Dice Clay type.
Exactly. Exactly. A little less refined. Will
Yeah.
very rough around the edges. Not even
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
and
That's
that's
just
a brand of comedy that does well.
right.
Like,
Yeah, in a packed room,
Yeah.
everybody's
And, like,
hammered.
or
That's you eat that
There's
up.
specifically like X-rated shows around. but
Right.
That's the type of comedy that's there.
Constantly doing bumps at Coke backstage.
Well,
God,
Yeah.
that vial he just takes down.
Yeah.
I've lived
impressed.
here 3 years. I've never seen someone do coke.
I've seen
Really?
I've seen a few people do Coke.
I mean, it's as
I
he
know
said,
it's LA, but,
it's
like,
LA. So I've definitely seen
when
that
I
place.
got here, I thought I would have seen it by now. It's one of those things where everyone goes away and then comes back really excited.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, I
Well,
feel
I've
like
seen
people do it
I've seen
in
people
sort of
walk
shady
away and then come
environments.
back a different person. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
they just did that.
I've seen it done in green rooms. A lot of green rooms. A lot of coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of coke, folks.
Well, yeah. Again,
Oh, yeah.
L.A. I mean, he did it so much that he literally.
he had a heart attack.
Yeah, I think he had several.
Yeah,
because
he would be in the middle of a sentence. He'd be like, yeah, remember that one time where you and I, we brought that one Indian broad back?
literally mid-story just passes out. And coke, as we all know, is
that's
an upper.
Yeah, that's
Like, that should keep you going. It's a fuel. It's like caffeine.
Unless you crash.
And he, like, within a few seconds of taking a hit.
I
Like,
think it
of
was
an-
just his brain. I was like, I quit.
power down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was intense. He was very much like just tempting Mark. We all know that he's
sober,
been
yeah.
sober
Yeah.
for several years, and just would not give it up, just doing it in his face.
And then he makes Mark take him to an indie comedy show, which
Exactly.
is like the worst place unless you're Andy Kindler trying to lose the audience on purpose. Like, you can't do those types of jokes.
Right.
Yeah, like in
or
an
at
indie
least
comedy thing.
Or at least he'd be honest with what the room wasn't.
Yeah.
And try to adapt what his stuff is to how that room will take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like Mark.
And he didn't try.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
He didn't at all. He didn't adjust
He did
one
the same
thing.
set.
He did the exact same set.
Yeah.
It was just as aggressive, if not more, because he's standing like 2 feet from
Yeah.
everybody in a lit
Makes
living
it
room.
really uncomfortable.
Yeah, just like, dude, this is not the place for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously bombs again.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the kitchen. It seems like talking to an old friend, now TV producer.
Yeah.
So they set up a meeting there.
Who had earlier met with Mark and
Exactly.
pitched him to run their Twitter stuff.
Yep. That's a thing.
Hobo roommate and pets who want to kill themselves were the Twitter things that he wanted him to do, and it's like, I can't think of a more insulting thing to ask Marc Maron to do
Yeah, that is such a low.
than to run a Twitter.
Are networks still doing that? Like, I thought that ship sailed with the blank my dad says,
Yeah,
or the don't trust the bee in 24. They all had curses in the title that we couldn't say.
yeah,
Right.
But I'm curious if networks are still doing that now.
yeah. I don't know.
That would be.
Probably less. I think the Twitter has evolved quite a bit from that. So
Or
they
networks have realized that doesn't adapt well.
Exactly.
Just because something's popular doesn't mean it will be good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah,
Well said.
You're welcome.
He speaks network.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was my argument against the World Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, just because everyone in the world likes something doesn't mean it's good.
Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy soccer 1 month out of 4 years.
That was just so boring for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I appreciate
love-
good soccer. World Cup soccer, it's like the best people in the world, so it's more entertaining, I think, than say the MLS.
I love sports. I tried to get into it. I didn't like have a block where I was like, "Oh, America, like we don't watch soccer." Like I really wanted to get into it. I just don't like it. It's just not my cup of tea, man.
Fair enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah,
so-
I mean, the world likes different things.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
there's different
yeah.
tastes,
I can accept
to each
that
his
people
own.
have different opinions. I'm not a
you?
monster.
Can you?
Yeah. Wait, do people have different opinions than
Just
me?
No, just yours.
you
Okay.
better not.
Thank goodness. But yeah, so then he gets a meeting with
Yeah.
this executive.
Exactly.
Does some coke in the room.
Of course,
In the room.
gotta do a quick bump to get
Gotta
the
bump
A game.
it up.
Game
Bump it
face,
up. Yeah.
of course.
And then he pitches a show that I would watch the crap
I
out
thought
of.
that show too.
That
Only if
show-
it was him though.
Yeah, that show sounded amazing. Like he pitches his show where it's like it's about a guy who gets out of jail after 12 months of something that he didn't do. He's a comedian. He's trying to struggle. He ends up running a porn shop that his nephew owns. He starts banging the stripper, but it turns out she's giving the HIV to everyone.
The HIV.
Yeah, and it's like I was like, that sounds real depressing. I want to watch it. I want to watch it real bad. And obviously, like Mark's like super embarrassed. Man.
Yeah, I mean that scene was so funny. Just the irony in
Yeah.
that he's doing this crazy pitch after doing like a bump of blow, and the
Yeah.
TV producer's like, "That's a little raw for."
So Mark,
for
how
TV.
about Hobo Roommate?
Exactly,
Hobo Roommate,
and then
though.
yeah, exactly. They go to Hobo Roommate. It's such a contradictory thing where it's showing how far TV has really come. I mean, this is a cable show. You don't have to have like an HBO subscription to watch like them do drugs like the entire episode.
Yeah. Also, it was interesting to see that all three of them were like comics at the same time, and it sounds like they ran together in the same circle.
Right.
And like the three directions that they'd gone, because the producer, and I can't believe I forgot his name. I wrote it down, but not on this piece of paper.
Oh.
And like he was like, sorry, I just got done talking to my kid's kindergarten teacher. She was pitching me a pilot. You know how it is.
Right.
And like neither of these two guys know how that is.
We do not know how, what is that like?
Yeah.
No, that's literally what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We don't know how this is.
And like, so he's got a family, obviously. He's successful, gone into producing comedy instead of doing it.
And they're like, no, we're at a person's house ready to do stand-up.
Yeah. Mark is like this guy who's like just now getting into a stride, like just becoming successful as this podcast, has his voice, is well respected in the comedy world. And then Bobby is this like a fossil, like a thing of the past. Like the road comedians aren't the way they, if it was 1990, he would be super successful.
Right.
People would be giving him blow. He wouldn't have to find it. People would just be.
It's such a hard lifestyle to live. I mean, and especially now with expenses.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like the Comedy Store example showed. Like, people aren't going out to see their comedy anymore.
No.
Yeah. You know, the internet has brought it to you everywhere.
People
Twitter,
aren't going out to see anything as much anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they are, but they're not as big as they used to.
Cinema, ballet, films, opera, any.
When's the last time you saw an opera show?
An opera?
It's been a while, right?
I saw Carmen, maybe 8 years ago.
Was that the one where everyone got a car?
Yeah, Carman.
Nice.
Everyone got a Pontiac G6. That was the car they got. Why do I know that? Why does my brain have that information? But yeah, no one goes out anymore.
No.
Why would you? Why would you when I can just YouTube like turtle humps shoe and I can see this adorable turtle humping a shoe for 20 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, that's funnier than any joke someone can come up with.
I'm really curious if you've seen that or not.
Oh, I have. I suggest anyone who can hear this, YouTube turtle humps shoe. It's adorable. It makes like a little squeak every single time. It's the cutest thing in the world. I can't even. It's a croc. It's humping a croc, and it's adorable.
I mean, as it sounds.
Because a croc is another type of reptile. I don't know if you know this, JB, being a berry specialist. I know quite a bit about herpetology.
Herpetology, please go on.
Yeah, which is the study of reptiles and amphibians, as everyone knows. And turtles are reptiles, and crocodiles are reptiles as well. So when turtle humps a croc shoe, it's reptile on reptile action almost.
Totally. Do you ever watch any interspecies humping? Like,
Wow.
Like reptile on amphibian?
That's a really personal question, and the answer is no. No, I do not. I do not go out of my way to see animals have sex.
Well, I mean, you said you did for the reptile. I guess
Well, it's technically a shoe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once upon a time. Was it a croc shoe?
It was a croc, which is made out of plastic.
What?
A croc shoe.
Okay.
A croc shoe
So
is
it's a
an
faux
honorary
croc
crocodile?
shoe.
Yeah, it's an honorary. It's a deputized crocodile.
That's no good.
Yeah.
That's no good for me.
Sorry, JV's. So you're into it. You're asking me if I got any stuff for you.
If I was,
He wants to know what the link
least
is.
It
Yeah.
should be a real croc shoe.
Okay, I
That's
gotcha.
what I'm saying.
I gotcha.
I mean, let's not. Let's not cheapen it.
I wrote Bobby dies in one of my notes here because I'm pretty sure
he could have flatlined for probably 10 seconds.
I think he was dead for a full like half a minute there at that party, because after the pitch, Mark wakes up again at 3 a.m. and there are some.
Yeah, I mean
there's some disgusting looking women.
Oh God,
in his
I mean,
house.
Bobby clearly lives on the fringe.
Yeah.
He brought that
Some
the
hot
riffraff.
what he
into
called
Mark's
hot
house.
broads.
Oh God, I'm pretty sure not even one of them was not even a broad.
Oh, one of them was definitely a dude.
Oh, they made no illusion.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a tranny.
One shot. I was like, that's a man.
Yeah, yeah.
That is no good.
And cocaine going around.
Of course, on the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
making
That's-
the rounds.
Did you tell me party at 3 a.m.? That's what I would assume.
Exactly. I mean, plus they get Mark's assistant incredibly high.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's worried about Odin. And
I don't care what WebMD says. My pupils are too
pupils.
dilated.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So he's tweaking out. Mark freaks out, tries to shut it down. Bobby almost dies with another heart attack.
yeah.
And then Mark tries to shut the party down, kicks everybody out. They
Play Monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you gotta calm down.
And dibs on the thimble. Everyone knows the thimble is the best.
I mean, I go race car.
You go race car.
Boom.
You guys
Boom.
are fools. You know why? Because the thimble you can actually put on your finger and play around with it. Race car,
You go, me.
those wheels don't work though. You're pushing around a piece of metal.
But it's a race car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
It's
it.
the only one that makes any sense moving around the board.
No, you can get. What I imagine is
True story.
there's a poor person and that thimble is his house. So every time it moves, like you just see 2 feet pop underneath it, and they're like tick 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 tick, and then down again.
like to think of, like,
Wheelbarrows
a
for
hat.
suckers. Wheelbarrows
I
for
mean-
suckers.
Well, who's good?
What if
There's no
it's
one pushing
what
the
if it's
wheelbarrow.
just like a keg transportation unit?
A keg transportation
Yeah.
unit? Are you talking about a dolly?
No.
Okay.
Are
Wheelbarrow.
you talking about a hand truck?
A hand truck or a dolly?
Possibly a hand truck.
Those
Definitely
are the,
not a
Those
dolly.
are the same thing.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What did you? I'm sorry. What did
I
you
thought
think?
a dolly is one of the with the 4 wheels, the one that has like the flatbed.
I think maybe
both be hand trucks.
maybe a hand truck is a type of dolly.
Okay.
Maybe dolly is a umbrella term, and then you've got
interesting.
specialized units underneath it.
We've-
Folks,
Love
if you
to hear
know
more.
if you know
Please.
about this, please
Let's find out.
tweet at JB Zimmerman and let us know.
The dolly handcart dilemma.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
So
Dalai Lama.
so they get in a fight. They get in a fight.
Yes.
A
Yes.
real fight. And he starts yelling at Mark, and he's like, "I'm going to tell everyone you stole that joke," and then he falls asleep. And then next morning, again, huge
Yeah,
breakfast.
he does a quick bump, obviously,
Yeah.
before.
Does
That's the only
does a
way
QB.
you can,
Yeah, quick bump.
only way you can get to bed. But yeah, he always throws that in his face. Mark
Yeah.
is obviously feeling really bad about it. I mean, as one should. It's sort of, even though it was unintentional, it was
still
sort
feel
of
bad.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
devastating.
yeah.
Still.
It's a bad move. And
Yeah, I
next-
mean, it's basically stealing. Like,
Yeah.
if you stole something from your friend, like, you would feel bad about it.
and next morning, big breakfast phone call.
Oh, again.
Second big, like, super nice breakfast.
Yeah, again.
This guy is.
He's very comfortable in
He's-
Mark's house.
For someone who has a continental breakfast every morning,
Yeah, well,
he
he's
seems to know how to cook his own.
Right, he did. I mean, I noticed donuts in there.
Yeah,
I don't know
like-
how he got those.
yeah,
like,
he's several weeks away from a coronary. Like
Right.
he's
Perpetually.
yeah, he's like I think the only thing that is keeping his blood moving is the massive amounts of coke.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only way he's alive, because otherwise it's just all clogged in his body.
yeah, just gotta keep fueling the engine.
Yeah, so he's just got to keep pushing it through, like when you like squeeze a hose, and it's just like a little drip going through. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
just gotta power through.
Yeah, but he gets a phone call. Bobby gets a phone call.
Yes.
They want to. They want to
He's-
pilot.
Yeah, he's
his,
on the phone
Yeah.
with the TV producer.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's call him Bill or Brian. But
Call him the TV producer.
the TV producer friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they actually loved the pitch, even
Yeah.
though it seemed to not go well in the room.
They love it.
Well, because that he was a comedy producer, so
Yeah.
Right.
he probably just
Out-
mentioned
out
it
of
to the
his
drama
wheelhouse.
guy
Exactly.
of like, hey, I heard of this thing. It's really raw. It's very unique, unseen guy. I could see
yeah.
that go in that way.
Just- it grows on you.
Yeah.
It grows on you. So he pitches it to the department. They love it.
They want to do a pilot.
They want to do a
wanna
pilot.
get
It
an
sounds
option.
exactly like
Yeah.
the crazy uncle
Yeah.
Twitter that they
Yeah, they want to option
phenom.
it. They want him to bring in an outline. They've got these meetings lined up, and
Exactly, dream come true
Yeah,
for any
dream come true.
comic that's
Any
trying to
comedian,
make
yeah.
it.
And he's like,
And
"Ugh,
pass.
not my speed. I've got a sold out I've got a sold out show in what was it, like Stockton, like something like that. Like he's got a
just loves the road.
he's got a room of 60
don't get it.
waiting for his hooker jokes. Yeah.
Plus, he's probably running low on cocaine. So
He's probably
there's that.
running.
Probably gonna get back to his
There's
dealer.
probably some great coke in Stockton.
Probably.
I imagine that's the only way you can deal with being in Stockton.
Yeah, and to pass up a deal like that, it's just so.
It's mind blowing, but that's
Yeah.
not his speed. Like he came, he
True.
was like, I lived the Hollywood life with you, man. We partied, did not party with him. It's like, we got to
Partied in front of you.
We got
to
to-
watch.
I got some super tail.
we got to bang some
Yeah, just-
aces.
Oh God, no.
He's like, you obviously do not remember
yeah.
last night.
Which is a good thing. We just
Yeah.
won't go
We
there.
just-
Yeah. It's like, I'm out of here, man. And then like at the end, like kind of like, I'm really proud of your sobriety. Pussy. And then leaves
Just like that, in and out.
in a whirlwind.
But yeah, I mean, they obviously. Mark brings it up one last time. Are we cool with the joke? And yes, I mean, like you were saying when we were screening it, you know, was that stolen from someone else?
that's-
Did Bobby take it? I thought that.
I was waiting for the. It's no big deal. I actually stole that from, and then
Right.
it's somebody
Blanky
else.
blank. Yeah.
Blankety blank, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah, the whole process.
and then
That's
it's the
so
whole
good.
thing.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
a constant.
I mean, it does seem sort of a perpetual cycle like that, where
Yeah.
everything inspires everything else. I mean, how do we?
And the joke seems really natural. Like the
Yeah,
joke
like,
is
that's a
just
super-
like
Right.
the joke seems like something that comes up in conversation, like just something that would be natural. It's like, hey man, drug tests are cheating. If you can't tell I'm high, then I win.
I
Right.
passed.
Yeah, then I
That's the
passed.
drug
Like,
test.
Yeah,
See, that's a completely different joke.
yeah,
Same point of view.
yeah. It's
Exactly. The lines are so
Yeah.
small. Like it's so hard to see
These-
what's
The easiest way to
where's
break
the
it
gray
down would be
area,
point
you
of
know?
view.
yeah,
The way I said it is completely different in wording, but it's the exact
same point of view.
Right.
point of view that I'm
Yeah.
playing on the word drug test.
Oh,
Right.
Delmont? No, we don't. Delmont.
Delmont.
We don't. He just came in with mineral waters.
Oh.
Delmont.
Fiji only.
Yeah, Delmont. Please, could you just? You're a great PA, Delmont.
He's been running the Twitter feed
Yeah.
all night.
Thank you, Delmont.
Yes, yes.
Del-
Thank you, Delmont.
Delmont, just
Hey, Delmont. Thank you for wearing pants.
for real.
What a good boy.
He's-
Thank you for wearing pants, Delmont.
Is it because Matt's not here?
I think it might be because Matt's
so.
not here.
Right,
He's trying to
that's
impress
exactly
us.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Classing it up. I
Delmont,
appreciate
Delmont, go back to your PA corner, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Delmont. Great work.
No, Delmont. I don't want Coke. Delmont.
Oh, he
Bring
heard
it.
us
that. Put it
talking
away.
about Coke.
He did.
Delmont.
he
I
did.
don't. No, don't do the Coke, Delmont.
It's too late. That Coke's going
He's doing
straight
it.
into his
He's
eye.
doing it.
That Coke is going straight into
Oh,
Delmont's
man.
eye. Yeah.
We're gonna need to replace Delmont.
Yeah, he's might die.
Yeah.
He's very
He's
little
gonna have a
little
rough
man.
day tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And then the show kind of ends with Mark just sitting
Yeah, he's
down
on the
sitting
street.
rapping.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
that
I mean, he
same
goes
living
back
room.
to the house.
Yeah.
And does it seems like a pretty good set. He's feeling the crowd, sort of pulling it back on
Yeah.
himself in his own place where he is in his life.
Yeah.
And sort of that self-reflective comedy that
Yeah.
he's so good at.
And showing like how to work a room like
Yeah,
that,
like-
where it's like a much more intimate comedy where you're really like feeling out how the audience is, you're really connecting with everyone. Like I don't feel like Bobby like looked anyone in the eye the
Right.
entire time
Or,
he was
like,
on stage.
There's a certain level of honesty that you'd need to have for that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
That I don't think a street comic who talks about the sex shop that his
Right.
nephew run. Like I don't think they have that kind of honesty in them at all.
Yeah.
To be able to like, you know what, my life's weird.
It's honest, but like a different type of honesty. Because
Yeah.
like he is saying like I work at a sex shop that my nephew runs, and, like that's true, but it's not like vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Yeah, which is what like that type
It's-
of show wants vulnerability.
Exactly. And what Mark was doing is a very new brand of comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that Bobby was and still is and trying to be is that old like stand up in a comedy club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's packed, everybody's drunk, and he's just kind of yelling
Joke per
obscenities
minute,
and
trying
stuff.
to get joke per minute
Yeah, just
down.
firing it
Yeah.
out.
It's,
And this new wave that Mark's sort of embraced is bringing people in,
Yeah.
telling about yourself.
Maybe going
it's-
4 or 5 minutes without saying something funny.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's not all like hit joke.
Yeah.
it's the story. It's like who Mark is funny, and
Yeah.
it's like laughing with him.
Yeah.
Instead of he said a funny haha joke.
Funny, haha.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool to see. I mean, I know that we've touched on a bunch of stuff that is like we want to see more about Mark in comedy and like
Yeah.
what that's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that was all really satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
I mean, it wasn't as high as I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we really want the stakes and the scale to be huge, just because Mark is more famous now
well-
with his show, and his podcast is doing crazy. So it'd be great to see that sort of escalate in the storyline. But it's great to see sort of him in what he does.
I'd like to see him begrudgingly be the hobo roommate. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, he just lived it
That's
pretty much.
completely outside the realm.
Yeah.
Not for character or anything, just because I think that would be a really funny
It
premise.
would be
to
interesting to
Yeah.
see
to
him
see Marc Maron
Well, yeah, I
in a
mean-
production meeting for like
on a set.
Exactly.
So on
Yeah.
the hobo, that's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah, no, that's a good point. We have one episode left. Let's make some predictions.
Woo!
AfterBuzz. And now,
What?
your AfterBuzz TV
It's okay.
predictions.
Delmont, be cool. Delmont, be cool. Somebody, we
Guys.
need an adrenaline needle for
Yeah.
Delmont.
Guys, should
Get the EpiPen.
Should we all
Get
do
the
a bump of
EpiPen.
coke right before we do predictions?
I mean,
should we all
gotta
do
get
it?
the A
It's,
game on,
it's
right?
Hollywood.
It
It's-
is.
It is
Yeah.
Hollywood.
How we go. Woo.
Woo.
Yeah, what you were saying before we jumped in predictions.
Next week.
Next
what we saw
week,
for next
what do
week.
you-
Next week,
think?
it looks like they're doing a bit of a road trip, but predictions, they're all gonna have a weird time. I didn't see much of the
Something
trip.
weird is gonna happen.
Well, it looks like something.
Profound.
It looks like something breaks for Mark. Like you
Yeah.
hear Andy Kindler like congratulate him and be like, "Hey man, this is what everyone wants." So it sounds like Mark gets a big break of some sort. I think it might be the TV show.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were all,
Hoping, yeah.
we're all talking about that.
Yeah, we're all talking about like seeing what it was like to start making the TV show for him. So I think now it's gonna Ouroboros, snake eating its own tail. The show is going to. By the way, another reptile.
Of course.
YouTube.
It's now the show is going to start showing how the show became a show.
That would be cool.
Nice. That would be
that's
cool.
what
I
I
mean-
wanted to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole show is about his life with the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously now this is the second season. His show or his life is about his show pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, he's got a great continual series going, so that's sort of the new his life is
Yeah.
now the show.
So let's see where that goes.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to see him sort of embrace that part of fame. I know that being in the public eye more, I mean, podcasts helped a lot, but this is really getting him out there. People are like watching him, so he's a lot more recognizable.
Like out of his comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'd love to see something like on some scale or something crazy. Maybe, I mean, we had sort of the crazy fan obsessed stalker
Yeah.
thing, but maybe just a fan base or some type
Yeah.
of club or something positive, a good note to go out on.
Yeah. And it looks like Andy Kindler returns.
I really
Oh,
hope
yes.
he does.
which
I really hope
which
he
is
does.
fun. And then who was the other comedian with him? Oh man, why can't I remember his name? Mr.
Just go-
Negative.
Yeah, go to
He's
the
so funny.
mental
Yeah.
house.
Mr. Negative. His his greatest foil. That guy.
The guy who didn't want the cat.
The guy who put the tuna fish sandwich in the vent to get his dad
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
but he's probably one of
Yeah.
my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's a great character. So it'll be great to see all three of these guys goofing around on a road trip. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the shenanigans that
Will ensue.
will ensue
Yeah,
are
sure.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I really look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that's-
let's wait and see.
Let's wait and
Yeah.
see.
Guys, we will see you next week for the last episode of Maron on season 2. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Rate and review this episode if you liked it on iTunes and YouTube. We want to hear from you, so tweet us at where can they find you guys?
You can find me at Jess Klein 1, and I do the Halt and Catch Fire podcast here and the Defiance podcast. And I'll be on the premiere episode of Fat Guys in the Woods on the Weather Channel.
You can find me at Steve Kaufmann, Kaufmann, and I host Suits, and I'm a wrestling substitute here at AfterBuzz.
Nice. Well, you guys can find me at JB_Zimmerman. I also host Rush, and this Sunday, Almost Royals finale episode. Tune in, guys. See you next time.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.